Imagine this. You step into a room that already knows you. The air, it smells like a morning coffee. Your song cues up. The faces you might like drifts in your circle. Light shifts to blend with your skin. And the room becomes a little more you with every glance. Invisible systems starts noticing what's making you lean and what's turning you away. It feels endless. Whenever you head to the door, ting, something shinier appears. Step with me into the hallway of real life. Your running shoes waiting by the door. Your dog wags to go on a walk. A notebook lies open with that idea circled on it. Your friend replies when they can, and when they do, it matters. Conversations do not autoplay. You build them. In this space, you get to set the rhythm. This hallway might feel uphill because an average user checks their phone over 200 times in a day. That is, once in every 5 waking minutes. So let's try something really simple today. For the next 10 minutes, do not check your phone. Simply, you can use the focus mode on, it'll help. And that includes the people in the back. If you do that, you won't just resist a reflex. You'll momentarily disrupt a multi-billion-dollar system that is built to pull your focus 2 or 3 times in that span. I'm Raghav Gupta. I'm an AI scientist who has spent years building the very systems that shape what you see online. The recommendation systems that predict what you'll click next. I've worked on the capture side, training algorithms that serve the content that felt tailor-made to you. Later, I founded an AI for sustainability venture that used machine learning and satellite imagery to save thousands of gallons of fresh water. I've seen both the worlds, machines that capture your attention, and machines that return it to what matters. The surprise? AI has taught me more about human focus than any classroom ever could. In 2017, researchers introduced this model named Transformer. They named the paper, "Attention is All You Need." That model worked by assigning your attention to things that matter and less to things that doesn't. That's how modern-day AI and machines understands and answers your natural language questions. By sustaining attention. If machines can perform better that way, imagine what happens when we do. Our attention, it runs on 2 systems, ventral and dorsal. Dorsal is the project manager, the planner, which is more steady, focused, and goal-oriented. Then the ventral, that's the scout. It focuses more on surprise, reward, and novelty. When your phone dings, the ventral lights up. Heads up, there's something happening. Then dorsal decides what to do next. Social media short-circuits that partnership. The feeds are built to fire the ventral first with tiny hits of novelty, surprise, and approval. Then, just as you think one more scroll, dorsal comes into the picture saying, okay, just 3 more minutes. How? By design. This design removed the stop cues. Infinite scroll and autoplays removes the natural end. Intermittent rewards. Hearts, pings, new clips at random timing keeps you hooked. Near miss novelty. Every post feels just as new to reset your curiosity. Behind the scenes, algorithms track what keeps you hooked and keep your eyes the longest. And remove all the friction points that might make you stop. That's the loop. Trigger, personalize, remove friction, and repeat. Ventral lights up, dorsal kicks in, minutes drift. The average person now spends over 2.5 hours in this loop. That's not the failure of willpower. That's a design tuned to our human wirings. Nothing online is free. Every scroll, swipe, or second of watch time earns money somewhere. Social media don't sell subscriptions. They sell our attention. Behind every you might like this algorithm, there is an engine that measures what keeps you staring. The longer you stay, the more ads can be shown, and more valuable your attention becomes. Almost half of what you see in your feeds is not from the accounts that you follow, but from algorithms that are trained to test what hooks you next. That is the business model. Not connection, not socializing, but capture. The world's biggest companies hires thousands of engineers to keep this loop running 24/7. We think that we are the customers, but on social media, we are the product. Our time funds their words, our minutes drifts from our goals to theirs. Studies tells us something that our body already knows. How we use our screens changes how we feel. Scrolling, grazing, comparing drains us, while the active use, on the other hand, like creating, sharing, connecting, can build the actual meaning. The issue isn't that screens are bad. It's what the screens are asking our brain to do. Is it pulling us to consume our focus and attention, or is it inviting us to participate? When notifications and alerts never stop, people report more distraction and restlessness. In between, they're like, wait, what was I doing? Scale matters. The average person spends over a month every year on social media, built for engagement, not alignment. That time builds our habits. Research also shows that our focus window is 47 seconds before switching the screens. That is down from over 2 minutes 20 years ago. That is not a goldfish span. It's an environment training us to sprint between the tabs, hence making our browser history look like high-intensity workout with terrible hydration. We try to catch up. We try to catch up by working fast, but our nervous system pays the interest. For young people, the load is heavier. The load is heavier because the US Surgeon General recently warned that social media can undermine developing attention and well-being. When the word gets louder, it's the youngest minds that carries the noise. We don't fix attention by willpower. We fix it with architecture. First, rhythm and review. Patch non-urgent alerts into time windows, say 1 p.m. and 5 p.m., with 60 to 90 minutes of focused work and 5 to 10 minutes of a break. Next, rewire the cues. Turn off lock screen previews and mute social pings during focus hours. Let the priority contacts through. Everything else can wait for your schedule. Then, remove your phone. Face down isn't enough. Put it in a bag, other room, or a drawer, and within minutes, you'll notice an increase in the working memory. That's the pattern. Focus blocks, fewer cues, and phone away. That's not abstinence, that's humane. Conscious use is tough because by default, we land on our feeds. I tried timers, grayscales, they actually worked, but for a week. Later, what really worked was what AI taught me: redesign the environment. When the architecture changed, my attention followed. The future is already shifting. From feeds to briefs, your morning starts with 1-minute briefs, not a fire hose of dings. What actually deserves my attention right now? From apps to allies, personal AIs that batch your notifications, defer distractions, and protect your focus instead of stealing it. From capture to stewardship, products that compete to guard your attention, not drain it. Even now, your phone holds the non-urgent pings and the alerts until your chosen window. Your matrix could celebrate focus hours, real rest, and finished work. When that shift happens, the dopamine moves from I consumed to I created. If you feel calmer, finish more, connect better, you've practiced what I call humanity reimagined. We become what we repeatedly give our attention to. Let's design our environment for that on purpose. Attention is all you need when it's yours. Meet me at the door that requires your true self.